Hello guys and welcome back to War Thunder. This time I am taking out the Tiger H1 in Ultrasim. This is in patch 1.47, so tanks do get dirty after driving in mud, they get dusty after driving on roads, and the Tiger, as well as a few other German tanks, get access to neutral steering, which means that the Tiger turns very quickly, and it can do that on the spot. It doesn't have to drive in a really tight circle. It can actually turn on the spot. In this event, Germans get access to everything between Panzer IIIs to Tiger H1 and even the Tiger E. Unfortunately, at the time of this event I had not unlocked the Tiger E yet, but I have after, so you will see that the next time it can play in a Ultrasim event. In this event, the Russian and American team get access to some really powerful tanks. The Russians are, well, I won't say they are underpowered, but they were only Russians. They wouldn't have much of a chance. The Americans, though, they get M4A3 76mm Shermans, which are able to penetrate Tigers from the front from, I believe, 1500 meters. And they also get access to the Pershing, both the regular M26 and the premium M26 E1, I think it's called. And those tanks, they are just so overpowered in this event. I don't understand why Gaijin put in the Pershings, because they just ruined this event. Fortunately for me, there was no Pershing in this match. So, driving here in town, I am expecting to see my first victims or enemies soon, because we are coming up on the midpoint of town, so I should meet them here. Hearing some gunfire, sounds like 37mm autocannon, and since we have an Ostwind in our team, I think it's that one, but it could be a Russian. It did sound like a German, but I could be wrong. Driving over to check it out, since I don't get any real response in chat. Some quite detailed lines there. Always look in the direction of the enemy first, and then look at the way that you heard the gunfire from. Okay, so nothing there. Turn right, and is that a T-34? It is a T-34, and it's a T-34-85 even. That guy has the ability to penetrate me from the front. If he does, he won't do much damage, because he can only do that with APCR. Fortunately, I was well angled, so he was unable to penetrate me. And ow, that was another shot. Didn't see what it came from. It was probably that T-34-57. Unfortunately, he managed to take cover and angle well before I got my guns on him. He got tracked and apparently someone took out his cannon barrel. Okay, so pushing up, won't be able to penetrate him from this angle. Looking for more targets, you never know where the enemy comes from. Always check your sights when driving into the open. You never know where they are. There could be one anywhere. You can hear their engine if they are revving or driving quickly, and you are not, but more than likely you won't hear it. And yes, that was a T-37-85 killed by an Ostwind, which I find quite hilarious. That building to me looked like the rear of a T-34, but apparently I was wrong. The T-34 was on the next street. Kill him with a shot straight down his tank, straight through the front. Knock out his entire crew. Okay, push up. I know that there are some backyards here in the town, and you can only access those backyards from one way. Don't remember which ones, so better to look down every single one of the backyards. Okay, so that Ostwind continued shooting even after the M24 there was dead. So the chances of an enemy being around here is quite large. Strange enough, at least I couldn't see anyone, so let's just keep on driving. In patch 1.47, Gaijin actually fixed these trenches so you can drive over them with the Tiger. That was a really annoying bug in 1.45. You got stuck on the trenches every time you tried to cross them. Okay, so the Ostwind is shooting at something over here. As you can see, my turret traverse is quite slow, but my tank can turn really quickly. Take a snapshot, hit his tracks, and the shot bounces. Don't know why that tank turned invisible for a second there. It was just covered by some really low fences. I should really have angled better here. The KV-85 was actually designed to take out Tigers, and I was not angled at all. Luckily I made him combat ineffective with my first shot, and then knocked him out with my second, but that could really have ended poorly for me if he hadn't looked at the Ostwind instead. Spot some movement on the other side of the river through the bushes. Trying to see if it is a friendly or not. Looks like a Tiger. Someone is shooting at something, and I use my machine gun to try and find out if there is a hostile down there. If there is an enemy there and you hit them with your machine gun, it usually says hit or target undamaged, and that way you know that there is an enemy there. Okay, so shoot that T-34 through the canopy of the P-47. And shoot another T-34 through the front. I didn't realize at the time that there were two T-34s. I just thought that the first one moved forwards. Hit by something, set on fire. Engine still seems to work, at least good enough to move into the cap circle. Don't know exactly where that shot came from. hit again. Doesn't seem to be any enemies on the other side of the river. Not that I can see, at least. And boom! There you have it. An enemy tank down there, shooting through the wall. Gunner is back up again. Don't know where that shot went. Apparently it didn't hit. Okay, so the reason I'm not repairing here is to be able to maneuver and get my gun on him. If he moves and I am repairing, I can do nothing since my turret ring is damaged. Don't know what happened to that shot. It should have killed him, but apparently it did nothing. Don't know if it didn't register as a shot or what happened, but it didn't count at least. Soon reloaded. Shoot him in the turret, and don't know what happened there either. It's like there is a wall in front of him. I have no idea where these shots are going. He should be on target, but they just go straight through him. They don't over-penetrate or anything, they just go through it. Finally get one shot that penetrates and knock all of his crew out. Turn my tank around so that any new spawn doesn't get a shot into my rear. Zone captured, and this is a victory. All we have to do now is survive the round, because it takes 10 or 15 seconds before the round actually ends. And that was some unfortunate kamikaze bombing. I really hate when players are suicide bombing like that, just to get more kills. This was at the end of the round, and he probably wouldn't have gotten the kill if he hadn't suicided, but I really do not like how people just waste their aircrafts. Especially at the start of the round. A lot of P-47 pilots just fly into the enemy spawn, drop all their bombs, shoot all their rockets, and get 1 or 2 kills and suicide bomb. And this was the booster. The booster system has been implemented in 1.47, and it doesn't do all that much, to be honest. And as you can see here, the Americans get access to the Pershings. Tank not entirely spaded. I have a few things left to unlock, and this is what my tank looks like. I believe the skin is by Tiger 6, but I could be wrong. I will link it in the description below if you want to download it, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Those two are dark. They are green, but they are still dark. So after this match I actually put on German markings, and that was an amazing shot. It was about